Hi everyone, my name is Brian Drury and I'm the founder of Overcoming Graduation LLC and the creator of the Overcoming Graduation podcast. And the purpose of today's video is to give a check-in on my 6-month fitness challenge. So today is July 11th and I started my fitness challenge 3 months and 1 week ago. So this is a video to give an update, to talk about the results, the progress, and also the challenges that have been faced throughout this process. So just to give you the numbers to start off. So when I started this just over 3 months ago, I was at right around 200 pounds. I was at a 36.5-inch waist and was about 18% body fat. So those were all the highest they've ever been in my life. After the first month, I was down to 194.8 pounds. My waist size had gone down to a 36-inch waist. And in these subsequent months, I don't have a way yet to really track my body fat, but if I do get one in the next 2 months, I'll let you know. I'll definitely be checking in at least at the end of the experiment. But after the second month, my habits kind of fell off in terms of consistency. I was still exercising, but eating wasn't as much of a priority, and I was traveling more, so I was kind of using that as an excuse to be like, well, it's harder to eat when you're on the road. So that's on me. Weight went up to about 195. And waist size actually, I believe, went down because I had increased the intensity of my workout, so about 35.5 inches. Then, at the end of month 3, my weight had gone up more because I was traveling again during that month and again was saying, oh, well, you know, I'm traveling, it's hard to eat healthy on the road. So I got up to 197.6 pounds and has back to a 36-inch waist. So I think the biggest lesson, the biggest realization that came through all of this was in those first 3 months, and actually pretty much since I started, that first month I really hit the ground running. I dove in on my commitments to my body, my spirituality, my mind, my growth. I mean, I really threw myself into everything. But I heard a quote recently that everyone's dedicated and everyone's committed for the first month, the first week. It's, oh, I'm going to diet, I'm going to work out. And so I was. And the second month, a little less consistent. But I also started saying to myself, you know what? At month 3, at the halfway point, that's when I'm really going to dive in. That's when I'm really going to commit to this full out. Because right now, you know, I don't want to overwhelm myself. I'm doing a lot of extra things already. So, you know, I just want to, I'll take it step by step, bit by bit. Which there is some validity to that idea, but not the way I was using it. Because what ended up happening was each subsequent month, as I pushed myself to new barriers and new peaks, I was realizing that, oh my God, these limitations that I thought I had in my mind really don't exist. Something that my mentor, Peter Scott, discusses with me frequently is whenever we reach a new barrier, a new max, a new existing limit, and we're about to break through it, or we do break through it, it is your body and your mind's natural tendency to want to pull you back. And then you will self-sabotage, if you're not aware of it, in order to maintain and stay at the same level you're at. So if you think about it, this is just a big conversation of comfort zones. Your comfort zone, let's say, from going from working out 3 times a week to 6 times a week, your body is going to say, dude, I'm tired. Your mind is going to say, you can't keep this up. There's no way you can keep waking up this early and doing these things. Excuse me. So, that being said, I didn't even realize that this was happening. And so, although the words I was saying was, yeah, you know, I want to take it bit by bit and really commit and focus, I wasn't even doing that. So already there's a subconscious effect on me that I am not doing the things that I'm saying that I'm going to do. Therefore, subconsciously, I'm telling myself, you know what, don't trust yourself. But then on the other end, and this is something that I think more people face than realize it, when they're committing to a new goal, when they're working towards something big, this whole concept of I'm going to commit to it later, what was really interesting about that was really a way for me to procrastinate. But beyond that, it wasn't just procrastination. I think the bigger piece of it was a way for me to have an excuse if things didn't work out, if I didn't get the results I wanted. Because if I wasn't fully committed, and I didn't lose the weight, or I didn't get the muscle I wanted, or I didn't have the peace of mind, or I didn't have the healthy diet and wasn't maintaining it, well then I could say, well, you know what, I haven't committed full out yet, so you know, there's still room to grow. It's because I haven't fully committed. But that's dangerous. That's a trap, because that can be a mentality that infects your entire life. And so you're never playing full out, because here's the fear. Here's what I was afraid of. If I played full out, if I committed to diet and exercise and spirituality and my meditation, my reading, and I didn't get the results I wanted, what would that say about me? Does that mean I'm not good enough? Does that mean I could never do it? Does that mean I'll just never be that person? And although those fears are under the surface and we don't even see them, we don't even think about them typically, when you actually look at them and address them, you know it's just like any other change in life. There's going to be challenges, there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be moments where you doubt yourself. And there will be moments where you mess up or where it doesn't work out or you didn't wake up for your morning workout. But it's not about going, see, there you go, I told you, you blew it. It's about, okay, you didn't do it today, focus on doing it tomorrow. Focus on doing it next. Focus on the next hour to get that thing done. So this, I think, is a really key lesson, because when I had this realization and I talked with my coach and we worked through this, I said, I need to commit full out. I need to stop holding back. I need to stop telling myself, oh, I'll do it later, or I'm traveling so I get to treat myself. And I'm not saying don't treat yourself and don't enjoy life. What I am saying is don't let that become the rule, because for me, I know in order to live the life that I want, to achieve the goals I want, I need to be at optimal health. I need to be doing things that I didn't believe were possible. I need to be showing myself so I can show others that it's possible. And if I'm not doing those things, it's going to create this negative doubt inside. Even if I say the right things, you guys know actions speak louder than words. And we always think of that in a context towards showing someone else a behavior about exercise or diet. But in reality, the most important person to prove it to is yourself. So for me, having that realization has been huge. And I know I said it before, and I know it was big talk back then. Now is when I'm really doing it. And the past 3 days, I've had 3 perfect days where I met all of my goals and my daily commitments every day. I've never had 3 days like that in a row. It's 7:15 in the morning on a Saturday, and I've already done both my different types of reading. I'm about to do my yoga, and then I'm going to be getting into my other activities before my next interview for my podcast. So it's the type of thing where it's kind of scary, because all it takes is a commitment and a decision. It sounds like when we make these big grandiose commitments and ideas, we tell ourselves, oh, it's going to be this huge thing and it's this massive effort. And I realized that part of me was making a negative association with the good behaviors, because, oh, they're taking away those things that I used to do. Like I used to sleep in, or I used to spend more time doing this, or I used to have more time to veg out watching TV. But when I realized that I was connecting those negative ideas and emotions to these concepts, I realized I could easily do the opposite, because I know every time I do a morning workout, I feel great, and I feel fantastic in the afternoon when I have extra time to do things that I wouldn't normally do. I know that when I commit to these different activities, I'm operating at a higher level. I'm more focused, I'm more dedicated, and one of the big things my coach, Peter, says to me is that you can't give what you don't have. And so in order for me to give emotionally, give my energy, and give my time efficiently to connect with people and to share with people, I need to fill up my tank first. And that means saying no sometimes to the things that I don't want to do, or maybe certain events, but also means saying hell yes to the things I really want to do, whether that be salsa class, or going to a concert, or spending my time meditating, or taking a night off and just getting some rest. So guys, big lesson from these first 3 months is really be aware and identify when your language and your thoughts are trying to keep you in a place where you're comfortable, or they're trying to keep you from stepping out of your comfort zone and breaking through your new barriers or your new ceilings. Because those ideas could limit you your whole life unless you become aware and you choose to make a change. You choose to not accept the reality or the story that you've been presented at this point. So that is the key for this month. I'm going to be doing monthly updates from this point out. I know in the first video or the second video I said I would, but guys, really this whole process, I was getting frustrated with myself, because I was like, see, this is I'm gonna let my viewers down, I'm gonna let my audience down because I didn't just knock it out of the park right away, and I didn't just have this perfect skyrocket of success, but then I also realized that I didn't promise you guys that I was going to be perfect through this. I promised you guys that I was going to be vulnerable and honest and real, and so I realized this was an opportunity for me to do that. So there have been some feelings of doubt and frustration, and the more I pushed myself down that negative cycle, the more I was looking for someone else to blame. The more I wanted to point fingers and say, well, it's that person's fault, or why did they invite me out? Because then I couldn't get a good night's sleep. Even so far as to the point where I was like, well, it's got to be my coach's fault. There's got to be someone to blame in this situation for me not getting results. So maybe it's my coach's fault. And then I took a step back, and I was like, okay, are you doing all the things your coach has told you to do? I said, absolutely not. And then I said, how were you feeling and how were you doing when you were doing all the things your coach told you to do? I was like, fantastic. I was amazing and in an incredible place I haven't been in a long time. So coaching will only go as far as you're willing to apply it, guys. So when you're having those feelings, when you're starting to look to blame externally, it means there's something inside that you don't want to admit or you don't want to look at. In many cases, in most cases in my life, I've seen. So those are some of the keys, some of the things I just wanted to throw in. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I haven't done my workout. Yeah, my brain, no excuses. I just wanted to share this, be real with you guys. And so now, shirt off, showing the progress. And as always, you can find out more about Overcoming Graduation by subscribing to the podcast on iTunes or on Stitcher. You can subscribe to the email list at overcominggraduation.com and see a full list of all the episodes, as well as a bio about me, and learn more about upcoming events and giveaways with the OCG community. You can also check out Overcoming Graduation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening today. And take a moment to really look at your life and look at where you may be accepting a limitation and creating justification why it needs to exist, when in reality you know that's not serving you. And you know there is a greater potential and a greater existence for you. You're meant to go get it. So take this time today to just think and take a moment and then start challenging that belief by taking action. So thank you guys for watching.